Okay, this is how you play Sadie's, Joanna Newsom's Sadie on guitar. You need a capo on the 4th fret, and all references to frets and placing fingerings I'll be making in this video are relative to this fret. So when I say 2nd fret, I really mean the 6th fret. So, we're ready to go. First part of the song, first stanza, simple. You start with a G, and then you go to this chord, which is a little bit strange, which is your index finger on the A string on the 2nd fret, and then your middle finger is on the G string on the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger is on the 3rd fret on the B string. So you're going to get a chord that goes like this. Okay? And the transition is like this. Sounds right, right? So then right after that, we go to a C-shaped chord, and then we go back to that chord that I just told you how to fret. So one more time, the first stanza of the verse is like this. See? And then the second stanza is a little bit different, and it goes from G to E minor, then to C with your pinky finger here on the B string on the 3rd fret, and then you release it for the last, the resolving C that is at the end of the verse progression. So one more time, the second stanza goes like this. Okay? So like the whole verse should sound like this. Sadie, why don't you carry me home? See? Very simple. So next part, for like the bury this bone, for that part it's a like slide down type of little chord progression that she does, or at least that you have to transcribe onto guitar, or at least this is how I do it. And you start on the 5th fret, and you push down on for the bass note, because it's going to be alternating like this. I'll play for you how it sounds. It goes like this. See? And what that was you saw is I was just moving down, of course I'm changing my fingers around, but it's just like a little fall down of chords that was happening there. And so you start on the 5th fret, you do this because it alternates for this bass note and these higher register notes. And it's really simple. You start on the 5th with your middle finger, and then you bar. Here, let me see. You can get it really good and see. This part's the hardest part. So if you see, I'm gonna fret on the 5th fret. Use my middle finger here on the A string, and then with this finger here, I'm just barring the two strings underneath it, the D and the G string, and that's the fret right behind it. So the first chord is like this, and then the second chord is I usually switch from my middle finger here, and I slide down to do the next one. Is the bass note only decreases by 1 fret. So it's on the 4th fret, and I use my ring finger to fret that. Yet I keep my bar that I made with the D and the G string bar that I did slid down 2 frets. Now it's on the 2nd. It's in the 2nd fret, and then I move the bass note down one more time, which I resolved back with my middle finger here, and then finally I release the bar chord, while the bar that I'm making on those 2 strings, without releasing the bass note on the 3rd fret that I'm on now. So one more time, if you want to look really closely. I know this part's a little bit difficult. It's kind of hard to describe how to play without being, a music teacher. But it starts like this. Okay. So I'll do it one more time just so you can see again. Once you get this part, it's actually kind of fun to play. The whole song will be pretty easy. This is the hardest part of the song, even though it's not that difficult. So one more time, it goes like this. That's simple. And then, that's like the little bridge leads into it. And then we go into a G. So this is the part of the song that goes like, tonight, later, night. was that first little chord progression I just showed you, and also a few extra notes, natural chords that were thrown in. So after you do the bridge, which is the transition, which just goes like, after you do that, you go to the G, then you go to the E minor, and then you go back up to your chords that you, the little bridge transition that you did earlier, which goes. So if you want to hear how it goes in the song, it goes up to naughty later, gnawing on the telephone. Until then, we pray and suspend. Alright? And you repeat that like twice. And then you go into and as you can see, this is just a G chord. Simple as that. And then you do for the second stanza of this alternative bridge that she does. He goes do 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 do. As you see, that was just all it was starting with the G, and instead of just staying on the G the whole time, you go to the C and then the D. Down in the ditch where I nearly served you. Up in the clouds where I almost hurt you. And it goes then for the final part where she like all that I sing, all that stuff. She goes, she holds on the C. All that I do, do 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 do, and then she goes to E minor. Do 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 do, and then she goes to the C again. Do 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 do. And then she goes to D. Do, 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 do. And she resolves back on the G. And that's pretty much the whole song. And she goes back into, you know, the verse. Anyway, so to sum up real quick, so I don't take any more of your time, because I know this was a long video on how to play this song, and I'm really sorry for not being as clear as I possibly could. We're going to go through first stanza of the verse, then we're going to go to the second stanza of the verse, then we're going to go to that little bridge transition, then the bridge, and then finally this part that I just showed you, which is the oh da 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 da, you know what I mean. Anyway, so it starts like this. First stanza. Second stanza. And then finally. Oh, by the way, when you see this, that's me playing a G. I play folk Gs because I can switch easily back and forth. It's also that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I did it the best I could, and enjoy it. And let me know if there's any problems or any more questions or any more tabs you guys want. Bye.